obviously everyone would agree this season is over.
I think it's over for them. They've run out of time.
I agree with you that the season is over because Burrow's hurt.
Like, I have every expectation to win every game that I play in.
They clear the way for Mixon. Caught by Chase. And he is gone.
The race to the finish is heating up as Zach Taylor's Bengals are pushing for a playoff spot. Welcome in to Bengals Weekly. I'm Marissa Contapelli. A thrilling overtime win on Monday has the Bengals back in the playoff chase as they have another all-important AFC showdown against an Indianapolis team that enters this week currently holding the 6th playoff position. So as we get you set for kickoff between the Colts and the Bengals, it's our My Cause, My Cleats game, and we'll share the story behind why Logan Wilson supports the Brooks Joshua Anderson Foundation. As we focus in on Indy, we'll welcome in legendary NFL receiver James Lofton to preview this Week 14 matchup. And on Countdown, I'll tell you how Jake Browning can continue to make history if he reaches a certain milestone on Sunday. But first, 60 minutes wasn't enough, as the Bengals needed an extra 8 minutes and 15 seconds to seal the win and leave Jacksonville victorious on Monday night.
Today is when it matters. The heartbeat of the team run through this group. So as we go, they go. Monday night. Let's get this work, baby. Come on. Yo, you already know what time it is. Monday night.
From the 4. Etienne on the pitch. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Joe Burrow on the sideline, trusting Browning to get it done.
Here's a play-action fake, a rollout, a throw down the field. Caught Trenton Irwin.
He's got his tight end, Hudson. And the big man rumbles inside the 20.
They give it to Mixon. Lowers the shoulder pads. And with second effort, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals.
Ingram looking for blocks. Getting blocks. And his first touchdown of the year.
Just stay locked in. Keep your focus.
Gives it to Mixon again. He goes into the end zone. Standing up for his second touchdown here in the first half.
Second down, Lawrence pulls it down, and now down he goes. And Sam Hubbard is up to 5 sacks on the year.
Hell yeah, Sam.
Throws it deep downfield for Chase. Over the shoulder catch. He's off to the races for the Bengals touchdown.
And 76 yards later, the Bengals have their first lead of the night.
What? Man, I need my one-on-one again.
Lawrence back to throw. Looking left. Throws it into the end zone. And it is deflected and caught.
Browning rolling out to his right. He can take it and get it. First down and still going.
No, bomb.
Evan McPherson from 54 yards away. Good. We are headed to overtime on Monday Night Football, tied at 31.
Nowhere to go. And the defense for Cincinnati makes the stop to force a punt.
Browning throws, juggled and caught. Yes, Chase with the catch. This will be a 48-yard try to send Cincinnati home with an overtime victory. The kick is on its way. It is good.
What I'm talking about? Work, boy.
The Bengals come to Jacksonville and stun the Jaguars in OT.
We handed over the mic to one of the Rooks. And coming up next, we take you down to field level to listen in. Bengals Weekly is brought to you by Altafiber, proud to be the official internet provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Paycor, proud to be the official HR software provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. And Kettering Health, the official healthcare provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Over the last 2 weeks, DJ Turner has turned in some of his best games as a pro, recording 13 tackles, 2 passes defended, a fumble recovery, and playing 100% of defensive snaps in back-to-back weeks. So against Jacksonville, we thought we better get a mic on the rookie. We now take you down to field level to listen in.
Hey, the mic'd up gonna be crazy. The mic'd up.
Mic up. Oh, yeah.
And it is time for the pigskin to fly here at Everbank Stadium.
Yeah, boy. Hey, hey, hey. Ooh. Hey, 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 yo. Right there, yo. I gotta be on it. We good.
First and goal from the 6.
And now Mixon, still going. Touchdown, Cincinnati.
Yeah, Mick. Yeah, Mick. Let's rock. Come on. You know what time it is now. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. We got to score this.
Third down and about 1.5 yards. Extra men on the rush. This one floated. Caught by Chase.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And he is gone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's go on the field. Come on. Boy, boy, boy. Come on. Come on, boy. Show us down, boy. Show us down. Trying to do something. Come on.
I ain't know you had that in your bag.
I told you I used to play safety. I told you I used to play safety. Now, come on. That's the definition of bomb. We got that. We got that in the bag. It's that time. It's that time.
Here is Ridley. And the defense for Cincinnati makes the stop to force a punt.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, boy! Hey, boy!
Here's one for Chase, a bobble, and he got it. What a catch by Jamar Chase.
He caught that? Man, what the? He caught that? That boy different. T.
Browning sideline shot. That's Higgins and a first down.
T.
This will be a 48-yard try to send Cincinnati home.
Come on, Ev. We good. Here we go.
Robbins puts it down. The kick is on its way. It is
Easy.
good.
Easy. Yeah, good work, boy. Way to end that jump. That's what I'm talking about. Work, boy.
Playoff positioning is on the line Sunday, as the Bengals are 1 game behind the Colts in the wild card race. Former NFL receiver James Lofton will be in the booth for CBS as he now joins Dan Horde to give us his preview.
One of the greatest wide receivers in NFL history will be in the booth for CBS this Sunday, James Lofton. And James, we've got to start with Jake Browning, who was spectacular on Monday night in Jacksonville. What stood out to you about that performance?
Well, the great thing about him performing so well, I think that he never got flustered. Early on, Bengals threw a lot of short passes, and you're going, okay, let's throw the ball down the field. And then when he started throwing the ball down the field, he was ultra successful. So it was a perfect game for a guy who's stepping in.
Last week, Jamar Chase became the 4th wide receiver in history to have 80-plus catches and 1,000-plus yards in each of his first 3 seasons. What makes you go, wow, when you watch Jamar Chase?
It's not so much the numbers that guys are putting up now, because there's more passing to the game. But the thing about Jamar Chase, it's contact balance. When you watch him play, His lower body just looks so firm. He doesn't get bumped off his routes. He goes where he wants to. And that's a trait a lot of receivers don't have. They get pushed out where the defensive back wants to push them to. That doesn't happen to Jamar Chase at all.
T. Higgins was back on Monday night after missing 3 games with a hamstring injury. What does T mean to this offense?
When you take the 3 receivers as a group, you really can't double team or shade coverage to anybody. Even though we're talking about T. Higgins, the guy that I got to take my hat off to is Tyler Boyd. When he came into the league, he was Robin to A.J. Green's Batman. Then he turned into Batman. Then somebody else shows up, he turns back into Robin. Now he's Alfred, the trusted guy who gets everybody where they're supposed to be. And I just love his spirit and the way that he plays the game and the unselfishness. That's the attitude that they have that I see from them, because they could all be stars in their own right, but collectively together, they're awesome.
It's an important game for both of these teams. As I mentioned, the Colts are 7-5, the Bengals are 6-6. What are a few things Cincinnati must do on Sunday to come away with a win?
Take the things that we do well, Cincinnati Bengals, and continue to do them. Find a hole here or there that you can exploit against the Indianapolis Colts. You got to go with the stars that you have. We talked about the receivers already, and I'd be remiss if I didn't talk about Joe Mixon, who I think is a top 5 running back. He may not have all the yards that everybody has, but when you watch him play, every ounce of energy, and you see that every time Joe Mixon touches the ball. I mean, I would not want to be in his way trying to tackle him.
Always appreciate your time. Travel safe to Cincinnati and look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
I'm looking forward to it. Should be a great game, great atmosphere.
Sunday is our annual My Cause, My Cleats game. And coming up next, we'll tell you the reason behind Logan Wilson's cleats. Stay with us here on Bengals Weekly. Bengals Weekly is brought to you by Betfred, the official sports betting partner of the Cincinnati Bengals, and your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com to discover movement that inspires. Welcome back to Bengals Weekly. Sunday is our annual My Cause, My Cleats game, where players have the opportunity to don creative designs to bring awareness to charitable efforts that are important to them. For linebacker Logan Wilson, his support for the Brooks Joshua Anderson Foundation hits close to home.
My wife and I had our first son, Brooks Joshua. He was born September 13th, 2015. Happy, healthy baby. I mean, just passed all of his screenings with flying colors. And then January 28th, 2016, he took a nap at his daycare and just never woke up. He passed away from sudden infant death syndrome, which is this all-encompassing title they give to unknown baby deaths that happen while sleeping.
At the time, it just kind of felt like I had lost a little brother that I really never had. And the toughest part was when I hugged him. I still remember this. He said that he told him that he wanted him to grow up to be just like me. It's just gut-wrenching. It's hard. Like, I don't even know how do you know how you go through something like that? My goal was to just be as supportive as I could with them, because, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. You know, with grief like that, things take time.
After Brooks had passed, I think Logan was maybe 19, 20 years old. There wasn't 2-3 days that passed that there wasn't a phone call or a text from Logan, which was totally unique. One, to come from a young man like that, but really the only people that we had checking in on us as often as that were our parents and siblings. Logan just kind of interjected himself into our lives and into our kind of recovery. It was something I can't put words to in terms of what it meant to have that support totally interjected into our lives, and it was exactly what we needed.
The biggest thing is I don't think a lot of people necessarily know what SIDS is. I know I never knew of it personally. They have no idea why it happens and how to necessarily prevent it, and I think that that's one of the biggest reasons why I want to contribute to that, because to be able to help them contribute to research to figure out why that happens, because I think it affects more families than the general population might think.
Logan calls and says there's this opportunity with the NFL's My Cause, My Cleats program for him to showcase the Brooks Joshua Anderson Foundation, and that he would like to put our logo on his cleats and take Brooks on the field with him. It was one of those moments that kind of stops you in your tracks, There's probably about 10 seconds of silence as there's processing going on in our heads as we're kind of going through this and picking our jaws off the floor because we'd seen the program and we'd seen how cool it was, and then to have our foundation be a part of it, and then to have our guy Logan represent it was so special. He let our son Maddox create his cleats this year and design those.
It's really unique, and it's the first cleat that he's gotten to help design. He drew, Sac Sids on there, and this is the first year where I was like, well, maybe we should have the boys try to design something, whatever they want to put on the cleat.
Maddox and Reese, they never got to know their big brother. And so for them to get to be a part of the designing of the cleats, something that involves Brooks, is so special. We got the opportunity to see the mock-ups, the smiles. You just can't replicate that. It was beautiful.
It was a terrible situation, but the light that they brought to that and how they've carried on Brooks's name has been unbelievable. Josh and I's relationship has just really taken off from such a tough moment that they've gone through. And ever since then, I told them that I was going to try to do everything I could to really bring a light to Brooks's name and carry myself in the way that they would be proud of. And I don't really want to create my own foundation because I want to use my platform to help them in their foundation and how they give back to the city of Casper by handing out scholarships, and they donate money to research for SIDS.
I think Logan's part in this has continued to create an opportunity for us to continue not only to keep Brooks's legacy alive, but to grow it.
To view the entire feature on Logan Wilson, visit the Bengals YouTube channel. Up next, it's Contepelli's Countdown, where I'll tell you which Bengals hit milestones on Monday and who has their sights set on continuing to make NFL history. This week's game is presented by CareSource. Donate a new pair of socks at Sunday's game for a chance to win 2 club tickets. For more information or to donate online, visit Bengals.com/cleats. Jake Browning's superb performance on Monday night earned him AFC Offensive Player of the Week honors, becoming the 3rd Bengal to win that award this season. Browning has already made NFL history with the numbers he put up in his first career win, and now he has the opportunity to continue that trend on Sunday. Browning became the 10th player in NFL history to throw for over 350 yards and post at least an 85 completion percentage in a game, as his 86.48 mark is the 5th highest in a single game in team history. Browning can become the 2nd player in the league since 1950 with a 70 or better completion percentage and a 95 or higher passer rating in each of their first 3 career starts, as his combined 81 completion percentage in his first 2 NFL starts is the highest by a quarterback in over 70 years. Now, when Browning and Jamar Chase hooked up for the 76-yard touchdown, it marked the 9th score of 50 or more yards for Uno since he entered the league, the most by any player in that stretch. Chase surpassed the 1,000 receiving yard mark for a 3rd consecutive season, joining A.J. Green as the only Bengals to accomplish that feat in each of their first 3 seasons, and is only the 4th player in NFL history with 80 or more catches and 1,000 or more receiving yards in each of their first 3 seasons. While Chase and Browning weren't the only Bengals to hit milestones on Monday, Joe Mixon became the 3rd player in team history to reach 6,000 career rushing yards, as he now sits 3rd all-time for the Bengals with 46 rushing touchdowns. Joe Dean only needs 2 rushing scores to tie Rudy Johnson for 2nd most. As for the defense, the Bengals moved to 4-0 this season when holding a team to under 100 yards rushing, as Jacksonville only mustered 71 yards on the ground. The Bengals also recorded 4 sacks on the Jags, as Trey Hendrickson brought his total to 11.5, as he sits as one of 5 players to post double-digit sacks in 3 of the last 4 seasons. And the Colts come to town riding a 4-game win streak but haven't won in Cincinnati since 2005. The Bengals have had the upper hand of late, winning 2 of the last 3. And in the last 2 meetings, Joe Mixon has a combined 218 scrimmage yards and has found the end zone in each outing. Contepelli's Countdown is presented by Betfred. And don't forget to download the official Betfred app for your chance to win Bengals sweet tickets and to take advantage of exclusive offers. The Bengals and Betfred remind you to gamble responsibly. It's now time for this week's Kettering Health Fantasy Report. Jake Browning posted over 26 points in his impressive Week 13 performance in Jacksonville. Browning went 32 of 37 for 354 yards and 2 total touchdowns, landing himself fourth among all quarterbacks for the week in fantasy points. Jamar Chase was the 6th highest overall fantasy scorer of the week after his 31.62 mark on Monday night. Chase tallied 149 yards on 11 receptions and found the end zone on a deep ball by Browning. This was Chase's 5th game this season, recording over 20 points. And as for Indianapolis, Michael Pittman has been the Colts' top fantasy performer this season, averaging over 16 points per game. On the season, he's logged 889 yards on 87 receptions with 4 touchdowns. Thanks for tuning in to Bengals Weekly. Kickoff between the Colts and the Bengals is coming up. For Dan Horde and our entire crew, I'm Marissa Contapelli. We'll see you next week. Bengals Weekly is brought to you by AltaFiber, proud to be the official internet provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. Paycor, proud to be the official HR software provider of the Cincinnati Bengals. And Kettering Health, the official healthcare provider of the Cincinnati Bengals.